Welcome to Decoding Learning Differences with Kimberlyn Lavelle. This episode is Learning Should Be Fun, Part 1, Reading. This episode, and a couple more that'll be similar with writing and math, is based on the principle that children learn more when they are having fun. So how do we do that with reading? This episode is going to give you 5 ways to make reading fun. First of all, you have to enjoy it yourself. So if you aren't currently enjoying reading, you can't really expect your children to enjoy it. And if you aren't enjoying it, you need to find your own enjoyment. So look at some of the rest of these tips and see, how can I myself enjoy reading a little bit more if I don't already? And if you do, awesome. Make sure your kids can tell. Make sure that you've always got a book with you, that you can't wait to read, that you're prioritizing your own reading, and that you also are genuinely enjoying the ability and allowance to read to them. Even if they're 12, 13, 14, 18 years old, read alouds are still fun. I still read aloud to my friends sometimes. Number 2, allow your child to choose what they read. So, as all of us, we like to read what we're interested in reading. If your child is really into fantasy books, let them read fantasy books. You can definitely encourage them to read some other things. If it's something they wouldn't normally read, but maybe they would be interested, especially if you kind of carefully vetted it and you've looked at it and you're like, I really think they would like this if they gave it a chance. And they don't seem like they want to give it a chance. Sometimes, without you prompting it first, it's actually better to just take the book, maybe from the library or whatever, borrowed it from a friend, just place it in kind of a place that'll get their attention, right? Leave it out on a coffee table. Leave it on a bookshelf, but not tucked away in the bookshelf, like forward facing. Let them see the cover. Have it laid open somewhere that they can actually kind of see some of the words. Start reading it out loud to them. And then leave it there and see if they want to come and find out what happens next. So you can definitely get them to maybe choose what you want them to read. But ultimately, if they're not interested in reading it, don't force it. They're not going to benefit from reading something they don't want to read. To be perfectly honest, it's not worth the fight. There's no benefit, or very little benefit, if any. So letting them choose what they want to read is much more respectful, in my opinion, and much more beneficial to their learning. Number 3, use audiobooks. Sometimes kids don't want to sit and read, especially if they're very active and they like moving around all the time. If they're very interested in hands-on creation. Well, while they're out, walking around the neighborhood, they could have some earbuds in and be listening to an audiobook. While they are building Lego or drawing a painting, they could be listening to an audiobook. So don't discount audiobooks as not really reading. True, you're not really reading, but you're definitely hearing a book and possibly a story, depending on what you're listening to. And there's comprehension happening. There's a love of books happening that will kind of keep that in that engagement in reading going, even if they're not physically reading a book, even if that reading skill is not happening at that moment, it still counts towards reading comprehension and building a love of reading, and it can still benefit their actual reading skills just by listening to those books. So use audiobooks. Not 100% of the time necessarily, but use them. Number 4, make sure your child understands what they are reading. If your child does not comprehend what they're reading, they're not going to enjoy it. I hope that makes sense to you. If they don't understand what they're reading, they will not enjoy reading it. Because it's just listening to gibberish, basically, right? It's confusing. It's like, oh, I don't get it. I don't know. Why do I have to hear this, right? So make sure they have whatever background knowledge they need to understand it, discuss things with them. And if you don't have it yet, definitely grab the Octopus's Guide to Reading. That's my free download. It has 8 strategies to just build reading comprehension in fun ways. And any of those can be used to help your child to understand what they are reading, which will help them enjoy their reading more. So you can grab that guide at www.yourparenthelp.com/reading comprehension. I'll also put a link below this video and audio so that you can just grab it there. So make sure your child understands what they are reading. Take the time to help them understand it if they don't, and not just by talking at them. Interact with them, play games with them, turn it into a play, turn it into, acting it out with little creatures, drawing it out, help them understand it. You also can just bring in, like I said, building that background knowledge, which is one thing that's not in the guide, that I should probably add in as a bonus. But building that background knowledge can help a lot. So especially right now with my 3-year-old, he's reading, we're reading together, and there's a lot of things he doesn't know what that is. So it doesn't mean anything to him until we explain to him what it is, or we pull out our phone and look it up and show him what it is that they're talking about, and then it makes more sense to him, and then he loves all books. But part of that is he wants to understand it. Number 5, consider the environment. What can you do to make the environment more enjoyable? Maybe it's going outside and reading under a tree. Maybe it's getting cozy with a blanket by the fire, a little hot chocolate mug, and you're reading. Maybe it's getting really creative with other places, like under the table. Or the book is taking place at the beach, so you're driving to the beach to read the book. The book is I was just thinking about this one book. It's called Voices in the Park. It takes place, obviously, it's actually, I believe, in Central Park, if I remember correctly. It's been a couple of years since I read it. So go to a park. Read it in the park. I'm thinking about the Magic Treehouse books, right? Do you have a treehouse that you can go read it in? That would be amazing. If not, is there a tree that you can access? Is there a place in your house that you could pretend is a treehouse? Maybe it's up higher. Maybe it's near trees. Maybe you can build a fake treehouse out of cardboard and stuff that it's a treehouse, right? Get creative and make it fun, because sometimes having a special place to read something makes it more enjoyable to read it. And also it actually can help trigger the memory function. So then every time the child is in that place, they're more likely to remember that book that they were reading in that special place. Another thing to think about. All right, what do you do to make reading fun? What other tips do you have? I would love to hear them. Please email me, Kimberlyn@decodinglearningdifferences.com. I can't wait to hear from you. Thank you. And I will see you again next week.